Hey, no, I'm tone bot, no, I'm tone bot, no, I'm tone bot. We back, Ratchet Gang. We back with another one. We back with another banger. Let's get the likes up. Look, you might have forgot. Hell, they might have forgot. But you already know it's the king. Too loyal, no, I'm tone bot, Ratchet TV. Hey, all right, y'all already know, man. Y'all already know. Get the likes up if you in the building. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Tap that notification bell so you can get the drop whenever I drop. All right, so boom. Man. We gotta talk, Ratchet Gang. We gotta chop it up. Look, right about now, we gotta get into this Ashlee Janae case. Now, crazy story, an influencer who was out of Miami, Florida, by way of South Jersey, got some Jersey roots, some Philadelphia roots. Uh, she was out in Tanzania with her husband, and some things happened on vacation, and she ended up getting, well, she ended up unalived, but they're saying she did it to herself. Allegedly. Allegedly, and everything I say is alleged, and it's all under the Fair Use Act. And you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video and in the description of all my videos. This is just for entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just to educate my people on what we've been covering over here. Like I said, it's all under the Fair Use Act, and you can see the fair use disclaimer in the description of this video, and everything I say is alleged. Allegedly, y'all. Allegedly. All right, so she went out there on vacation. Something happens at the hotel. They end up, the staff has to end up, they get into it so bad out in Tanzania that the staff has to remove them from away from each other and put them in separate rooms. Then they start saying she was having thoughts of, some idle thoughts. They said she was having thoughts that she wanted to, take herself out the game. And ultimately she ended up doing it. So they say, I don't know. It's alleged. I don't really believe the story 100%. I think that there's some information being withheld. The husband to me is very suspect. And this is a situation that I would have touched it yesterday, but of course, your boy Ratchet be so busy. I be having very busy days. So I'm here today. Got a couple stories to get out. So nonetheless, I think it's time that we go ahead and get started on this story. It's a very weird story. So we're just gonna pick up and kind of try to piece this together, Ratchet Gang style. You probably heard the story. Maybe you haven't. Let me know in the chat. Have y'all heard about this story yet? It's starting to make its waves around the internet. And like I said, it's a sad and unfortunate situation, but it started to spark like a lot of racial things like that. Now Vasilis and Diamond. Sorry, my dog's being he be I don't know if y'all be hearing. I can hear snoring just all in my ears. I don't know, maybe because of my mic, but I just be hearing snoring all in my damn ears. And it throws me off when I start hearing it. So y'all be like, I can't hear it, but I'll be like, I can, and it kind of throws me off because all I'll be able to hear is snoring, and I'm trying to get my stories off. I need to start putting them in their damn cages. Uh, but yeah, nonetheless, it started to spark a bunch of racial tension. Now they're starting to say, stop dating outside of your race, and that's what happens, and whoop. I don't have an issue with anyone dating outside their race. Dating inside your race, outside your race is BS everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be real with you. I don't give a damn if you date black, white, red, purple, green. There's gonna be a cheater in the bunch. A purple cheater, a green cheater, a red cheater, a black cheater, a white cheater. It don't matter. You're gonna have a crazy black, white, red, green, purple, whatever. It's the same thing no matter where you go. You can go in different cultures, it's still BS. It's just the generation, man. It's just BS everywhere. So I don't know. I don't know how much I want to rock with but hey, I love my black queens. I'm sticking with my black queens. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm sticking with y'all 100%. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it kind of does. But that's a story for another day. You know what I'm saying? I ain't here to, love everybody. It's all good, man. Just be careful, be safe, stay smart, stay woke. You know what I'm saying? You just never know. And the grass ain't always greener. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I know for firsthand, you know what I'm saying? I thought the grass was greener other places. I'm back home. Hey, I'm home, baby. I am home, Black Queens. Nah, but RIP to Ashlee Janae. Let's get into her story and see what the hell we about to get ourselves into. This is a crazy story. Let's get started.
Y'all, I just had to share this story with you really quickly because not only is it breaking news, but it just does not sit right in my spirit. There's so much about this story that disturbs me. From the conversation around whether or not she should have chosen a partner who's outside of her race, to Ashlee Janae's fiance and his past, there's so much I want to say. Obviously, I'm in the camp of people who believe that she did not take herself off the planet. I believe her parents, I believe her friends and family who say that she would never do that. She was a happy, successful young woman. This was the trip of her dreams. None of what her fiance is claiming makes any sense. And he's moving really sus too. Like the minute that I found out about the circumstances surrounding her mysterious passing, I immediately thought of the wife of the Hawaiian doctor who attempted to unalive her on a birthday hike. And he was recently charged with attempted murder, by the way. We also had a video on this channel called He Hated Me, and it was all about women sharing their experiences about how they found out their partners hated them. And oftentimes, these males all had a tendency to destroy very meaningful, monumental days of these women's lives.
That's why I said you got to be careful of who you're dating because you don't know what the hell somebody's thinking. Somebody could be plotting your death or thinking about getting rid of you in ways you would never even imagine. It could just be they just want you removed out of their life as far as at their home. They might want you removed off this universe. You just never know. Just so stay woke and just be careful, man, and start doing background checks and start doing mental checks on the people you're dating. Start really observing these people. You can't just date anybody in this generation anymore.
That's when these males would do the most diabolical shit. And a lot of the time, these males would do something to try to ruin their birthdays. I'm the type of person who connects a lot of things. I have pretty decent pattern recognition. So immediately, as soon as I realized that she was taken out around her birthday, like that to me feels intentional. It aligns with all the other awful males who will do something to harm or inconvenience or hurt women on their birthdays. So that's one glaring red flag in this case to me. Not to mention the fact that most of the time, whenever women are taken out, whenever women are unalived, it's usually a male that's close to her, normally a romantic partner. So you add that together with the fact that it was also her birthday, and it becomes pretty clear what most likely went down. She was such a beautiful and accomplished young woman, and I'm so sad for her and how things turned out. You know, RIP to her, and I hope that her family gets justice because this is clearly not a cut and dry case of someone taking themselves out. It's very clear that's not what happened here. And I also want to quickly say to all the disgusting males who are trying to say, well, that's lobster and pasta for you, you know, like that's what you get for dating outside your race, to all of those disgusting individuals, Nancy Bowen. That's what I have to say to y'all. And there's so many Nancy Bowens out there. Most black women are with black men when they're in relationships. They choose black men. And they're also the most femicided women. So who's doing it to them? Like, don't even get me started. And to all the people who are trying to say that's what she gets for trying to get a soft life, she gave herself a soft life. Did you not hear her credentials? This young woman has been a model since she was like a teenager, at least. And she's been an influencer, a successful one, before she met this male. She had her own money. It looks like she was doing pretty damn well for herself. She was looking for love. And she thought she found it in the wrong person. And that tragically is not an uncommon story. That happens to a lot of women. It doesn't matter the man's religion, race.
Do y'all agree with this? And I agree wholly with this. I mean, it doesn't matter. You just got to do your better homework on the person you're dating. It doesn't matter. Well, it culture really does matter, but it doesn't at the same time. Someone from a certain culture does not have to be just like that culture, if it makes sense. Because a lot of us come from a culture, don't mean we act like everybody else. So it's just about that person you're with. Where are they at mentally? You got to get into your partner's mental, or you ain't gonna know who the fuck you laying next to.
Creed, class, like
Let's keep
women
it a
of
buck.
all different walks of life are taken out of this planet or they're abused by males of all walks of life. The problem, the common denominator is males. Stop effing deflecting. And to my girlies on this channel, If you are ever around people who try to justify the death of a woman, if you are around people like that, stay away from them because they're literally siding with unalivers and abusers. And that means that they're capable of the same thing. That's why they can understand it. Or they would defend someone who would create that harm towards you. Either way, those are not good people to be around. They're dangerous people. I don't care if they're a woman or a male. I've noticed in our society under patriarchy that women's lives don't matter. Like women's bodies matter to men for pleasure, for having children, but as far as their lives, they don't matter at all. Women's deaths are constantly being justified and explained away. Well, she was emotionally cheating. Well, she wanted to live a life that was easier. Well, she wanted to date a man who was not the same culture as her. Well, she tried to date a man who was not of her religion. Like, there's always a reason that people feel is justified to take women off the planet. And that's wild to me. That's sick and twisted and disgusting to me. The way that people align themselves with abusers and unalivers when it comes to women, I will never not be appalled. And to be honest, males who think like this deserve to be alone. Obviously, if you're a male who doesn't think like this, I'm not talking about you. And just as a disclaimer, I am not accusing her fiance of having done anything. The details are still coming out, and like everyone else, I'm still learning more about this case. But yeah, I just had to share it because it's so disturbing, and it's important that we have these conversations, y'all, even though they're difficult sometimes. Definitely share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think of this situation. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hype up.
So what do y'all think about that? I don't know. Like I said, it's starting to spark up a lot of racial tension. I think it's unnecessary. I mean, some people just, maybe she's been with multiple of her own, and maybe it just didn't work out, and she's tried something new. I mean, I've done it. I'm pretty sure people in this room have done it. But the lady was right. Most black women just date black men. Not all. I would say a vast majority of black women strictly just date black men. Most black men are the ones who entertain outside their race. Not saying it's the only, because there's a lot of black women who do not date black men, but there is a vast majority of black women who stick with black men. So let's start right there. Let's continue this story. Let's go.
His mother finally spoke out, and the more I hear, the more I'm like, yo, this girl did not do this to herself. Ashlee's mother said that she spoke to her during the trip. Ashlee checked in with her. Ashlee told her that she got in an argument with Joe, and they ended up being in separate rooms. So how he got to her room, into her room, was let into her room, I believe is on those cameras. And then the police are saying that what Joe is saying is that he found her hanging on the door. She had a mark around her neck, as stated in the police report, and the cause of death was stated to be strangulation and suffocation. That doesn't sound like suicide to me, I'm sorry. Strangulation and suffocation sounds like somebody did something to her. Now, her family says that they are willing to go over to Zanzibar to, if they have to get further answers. And this is crazy. Crazy. It's clearly somebody's trying to cover something up. And then the resort is being so hush hush about it. Her fiance's not saying much. Yeah, no, look into him. Look into everybody. The resort, the country. At this point, I just.
Man, I'm gonna be honest though. Y'all gotta stop going out the damn country so much and just trusting shit. Like, you see what happened to Shanquella Robinson and so on and so on. Like, y'all better be careful out the country, man. You go out the country, just be careful of who you with and who you around and who you surrounding yourself with while you out there. You got to be very careful. There's a lot of people going on vacation and never coming home again. So let's continue with this Ashlee Janae story. Does this sound like she did it
All
to
right, you
herself to y'all?
guys. So everybody has been talking about the tragic case of Ashlee Janae. Now, let me start off by saying my heart goes out to the family, and I hope that you get some answers in Ashlee's case. But I wanted to try to put out a little bit more information on this whole story. So Ashlee Janae, whose real name is Ashlee Robinson, is a 31-year-old model, actress, and lifestyle influencer. Now, Ashlee started modeling very young, but it morphed into a career. Ashlee has been seen on billboards. She's been on packaging for items that you may have purchased. Her face has also been on the window at beauty supply stores, and she has been featured in music videos for your favorite artists. So Ashley has built a name for herself. She's worked hard her entire life. Now, sometime in 2024, Ashley met a man by the name of Joe McCann. And the reason why we know they met in 2024 is because they celebrated their 1-year anniversary in November of 2025. Joe McCann is the owner of Asymmetrical Financial, which is a modern day crypto fund. Now, Joe has been featured on dozens of videos about crypto funding and trading all across social media. Now, we don't know how Joe and Ashley actually met, but within a year of dating, they would travel all around the world. Ashley would feature Joe on her TikToks, and it seemed like the couple was having a good time with each other. Nothing will compare to the trip they would take in April of this year to Africa.
Yeah, nothing compared because that trip they took to Africa, she never came back. So that's just a little background. Joe McCain, that's her husband. I'm gonna be real. The more I hear about the Joe McCain guy, I just start to get question marks all over the place. I don't know. The guy just seems suspect. His story's not adding up. Nobody's story is quite adding up when it comes to this.
Ashley's birthday was on April 5th, and she turned 31 on April 5th. Just 2 days before Ashley's 31st birthday, on April 3rd, Joe would propose. Now, Ashley took to social media. She was excited. She was happy. She described this entire trip to Africa as her dream trip, and she didn't want to wake up. But on April 5th, which would have been Ashley's birthday, Joe says that he found her unresponsive in their villa. Now, Ashley was rushed to a hospital where she was sadly pronounced deceased. Now, allegedly, from what Joe is saying, Ashley might have done this to herself. This hasn't been confirmed, and her family does not believe this either. Ashley's family put out a statement saying that Ashley was full of life and she would have never taken her own life. Not only that, this was her dream trip. She was in Africa. She just got proposed to. It was also her birthday. Ashley's family is calling her death suspicious, and they are calling for a full investigation. Now, since Ashley's death, Joe has not spoken now. He hasn't said anything. And a lot of people think that Joe may know more about what actually took place in that villa. Now, Ashley's story is now blowing up on social media because everybody wants answers and they want justice for Ashley. So as of right now, that is all the information that we have. Like I said before, Ashley's families and friends are saying that she would have never taken her own life. Now, you guys, please let me know your thoughts on this case. Justice for Ashley.
So when people tell you things like that, because I say it all the time, if anything ever happened to me, I did not do it to myself. Like straight up, there's no way. I ain't weak minded like that. I'm too scary to even figure out what's on the other side. Like I wouldn't do it. There's just nothing that would make me just be like, you know what, that's it. So you gotta listen to people around these people because if anything ever happened to me, my whole family would just say, "There's no way. There's no way. Foul play. No way." Probably the same for them. I'm pretty sure their family knows her very well to know there's no way she would have done this. So then to be you strangled yourself like I don't it's strangulation that doesn't make sense. Who's gonna sit there and just put marks on their own neck and strangle themselves and hang themselves on a door? Like, that don't make sense. It sounds like you wanted it to make it look like she did that shit because you went too far. You probably got too mad and did some shit. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like husband got too mad, probably put his hands on her, and it was to the point of no return. So he tried to cover it up and put her on the door or something like that. I don't know. Let's continue.
Okay, y'all. I'm gonna make this quick and simple because I haven't talked in a while. I haven't been in front of a camera in a while. But it's come to my attention, not just today, but plenty of years, about when black women are murdered by their interracial partners, black people who mainly date other black people, like to center themselves in their dating habits or who they prefer to date. I'm just here to say it's very unfortunate to what happened to the woman named Ashlee, quote unquote. They're saying that she was suicidal and killed herself, but we all know that's not the gist of what happened. People always will blame black women who are in straight and or interracial relationships with their partners. They will always blame women, and I don't like that, because even though people are saying, oh, this is why you need to date within your circle or date within your kind or date your own kind or date black people or date black men, you you are not safe no matter who you're dating or who you're engaging with friendships or dating or relationships. You're never safe. You're not safe with your own kind. You're not safe with other people. So it is unfortunate. I hope y'all get what I'm trying to say because I'm kind of all over the place. But like, stop blaming black women or victim blaming them because of who they prefer to date or who they're dating at the time. Yes, she was dating a white man. Yes, we all know injustice. White men probably killed her. We all probably know that because in a lot of relationships, men are killers and kill their partners. Okay, there's a history of black violence on black women. Okay, there's a history of DV, of sexual assault within black women. It's not too far fetched, but it's getting really old when a black woman dies due to a white man harming them, and y'all want to blame her dating habits or her dating patterns, or use that as an excuse. This is why I don't date white men.
So I'm gonna ask y'all something. Do y'all feel like black women get the worst end of the stick at all times? It's starting to seem like black women get a bad rep. Like they just do. They get a bad rep, and it's got to be the most difficult thing in the world to be a black woman, right?
Or this is why black women deserve to because they won't date black men. No, fuck that shit. Because at the end of the day, that means you're victim blaming her. You're literally victimizing this woman of her being murdered, if that's a possibility, which we all know is a possibility. Because at the end of the day, she could have been with a black man, and a black man still would have killed her. She could have been a lesbian and with a woman, and a woman could have killed her. No matter what you do, you're not safe. No matter who you entangle with or who you be with or who you hang out with, you're not safe. You could be a target. And that's all I'm here to say. Is I'm getting so tired of people like, this is why I don't date white people. You know how many black men kill black women on a daily? Shut the fuck up. It's not about your dating habits. It's not like, because at the end of the day, nothing will keep you safe. Okay? I hope I'm making sense. Because I'm not drunk or anything. I'm not high. I'm just really confused and frustrated. I hate when black men or black people, or especially black women, will share posts like this and be like, this is why I stick to my own kind. Because your own kind is killing you too, babe. I'm tired of seeing black men on Facebook saying, you know, I really don't have like an input, but I do say like, this is why you should date within your race. Black men kill black women every day. Yeah. And I'm not saying, I know somebody's gonna be like, oh, of course this bitch is mad because she dates white man. Here and there I do, but I'm very open book. But I also know like when I date man, I'm at risk of being killed. When I go outside, I'm at risk of being harmed for saying no or rejecting somebody. And it doesn't matter what color somebody may be. A man of any color can hurt you and is capable of hurting and killing you. And that's all I'm gonna say.
I agree with her. You know, even though she says she dates interracially. I mean, it's cool. I mean, potato, whatever you decide to do, this is what it is. But and some of y'all probably look at it like, well, she don't know. She talking about she dates outside of her race. I mean, it is what it is. But I mean, black men do it all the damn time. Not saying it's okay, but I think majority of black women die to the hands of a black man more than anybody. I mean, I agree with her on that. I mean, it's us doing it to us more than they do it to us every time. And it don't just matter about relationships. It could be it just in general. We take each other more out more than so you can't blame the race because you do it to each other all the damn time. You know what I'm saying? So let's continue. Hold on. Let me get back to the story. Let's
So
continue.
just imagine your 31-year-old daughter going across country with her fiance, having a time of her life. They FaceTime y'all, telling y'all that, hey, we about to get engaged. We getting engaged. She having fun for her birthday. You see a lot of pictures. You see a lot of videos with the girl actually having a time of her life. To call her, she speak with her mom one day, and she tell her mom that, you know, they got into it. So they're not in the same room with each other as of now. A few days later, she didn't get a call from her daughter. She got a call from the fiance saying that something happened to Ashlee and she had to be rushed to the hospital. To get a call and say that your daughter is no longer here, I had to look at that video. That lady looks nervous. She looks scared as if it's unreal. That lady could barely speak. That lady is hurting. And you trying to find out, like, the mama was speaking as if my daughter wouldn't do such a thing to harm herself, to hurt herself. We already know that, ma'am. We know that. We know who did it. That's why he took that girl across that country, because he know it was going to be hard for a lot of people to try to invest.
And that's another thing. Be careful who you're going out the country with and study the laws on said country, because you just never know what the fuck finna go on wherever you at, and you don't know how that other country is gonna handle it. Look at what happened out there in Mexico. I'm just saying.
Investigate to see what really took place, to see what really happened. That's why he did that. Now, I don't know if he could have been in another relationship 9 times out of 10. That's probably what it was. But you go take that girl way over there. See, the thing is, it was already planned. The whole time, in her mind, she knows she gonna have fun, but in his mind, he already had it already planned on what he was going to do. Now, I don't even know if he had an insurance policy on her. Yes, they just got engaged, but if you sign a paper, you could put somebody in insurance. But I know it have to be quite some time before you could probably get a certain amount or whatever. I don't know, y'all. We have to look more into it and see what's going on and what happened. But they said they came in a hotel room and they found the girl from a door. From a door? From a room door? That right there is suspicious. Then they took her to a second hospital where they say strangulation and suffocation. Strangulation and suffocation. What that tell you? Lock him up. I don't know how everything's gonna play out, cause look where he at. Across country. Y'all let me know in the comments. Y'all let me know in the comments. And he was a big CEO and net worth 34 million. Now I heard 200 million. I don't know how true it is, whether it's 24 or 300 million. That's still a lot of money. That man might end up beating that case. But what happened isn't in a dog always comes to light. I'ma call y'all babe. Prayers to her family, and I hope he get caught and get his ass locked up. I'ma call y'all babe. Pick up the phone.
See, rich, power, rich and powerful. Those are this. It's hard to beat. And ladies, I mean, y'all always want a rich dude, a successful dude. There's nothing wrong with, you know what I'm saying, that, you probably want better in life, but you better be careful, because you don't know how controlling, powerful, you don't know, man. Like I said, you better get in this person's mental, and you better learn the person's mentality before you try to sleep with them and marry them. And I keep saying husband, it was soon to be husband, fiance, but still, he had
Me
control.
that the misunderstanding was so intense that hotel staff had to separate them in 2 different rooms?
Ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself.
She's out of the country with her boyfriend. She's celebrating her birthday April 5th. Gets engaged to this boyfriend, same trip. From what I could see online, she's actively posting content during this time, even texting with a friend about the engagement. Then days later found deceased while on that same trip in Zanzibar. After hearing a little bit of what her mom said, I'm not pointing fingers, but shit. It was reported that her and the boyfriend got into an alleged misunderstanding. Now, her mother states that sometime after that, security had walked him to the room, and that's when they found her. And let's be honest, that is possible, right? And obviously, when you put everything together and you're looking from the outside in, the shit looks weird. I really hope all possibilities are explored, though. Considering they had to be separated, that means staff would possibly know that she's in that room alone, right? Foreign country, on vacation, beautiful girl, a lot of suspects. I do also want to point out, I've seen a lot of people online saying that her lifestyle is what ultimately led to her fate. Let's be real, that's a nasty ass thing to say. No matter what you believe happened here, nobody deserves that. With that being said, I think all possibilities are on the table. Vacation, birthday trip, proposal, take your own life.
And I bet you he had insurance on her. I bet. Stop, Diamond. Diamond, stop. I bet you he had insurance on her. I bet. I'm just willing to bet, man. It's probably something he probably found out she was cheating back at home. I don't know what it is. He probably confronted her about the cheating out there, and he thought it was safe, and he planned what he planned. Like, oh, okay, so she cheating. I'm gonna take her to Tanzania where the laws. Because if you rich like that, you probably been traveling all around the world, and it's kind of like those like the little Jeffrey Epster, whoopty whoop. They know the laws in each place they visiting, so they know exactly the age of consent to all the girls, and it's like, so you purposely going around looking for it because you know the age of consent over here is 16, and over here is 17, so you know to take her here and do this, whoopty whoop, you know, to go pick this girl up from here. So you got to be careful with those people. Those rich and powerful people, they know how to get away with crimes because they study this shit. They do it for a living. Jeffrey was a criminal, a career criminal as far as with children. He knew exactly where to go to get away with a lot of shit that he had going on. You got to be careful with these rich and powerful people, man. Got to be careful.
Robinson, known online as Ashlee Janae, a 31-year-old lifestyle and travel influencer who openly identified herself as a divester. A woman who calls herself a divester is usually saying she's being intentional about who she dates, she's raising her standards financially, emotionally, and lifestyle wise, and she no longer entertains relationships that don't benefit her growth. Basically, she's choosing to date outside of her usual type, background, or her community. And with that being said, here enters Joe McCann. Now, Joe is a hedge fund manager and an executive who is currently the founder and CEO of Asymmetric Information, which has been acquired by MG Stover. And according to his LinkedIn page, McCann describes the venture as a stealth software firm which works primarily with crypto infrastructure and risk management. Now, Ashlee had been vacationing at the Zuri Zanzibar resort in Tanzania with her boyfriend Joe. During the trip, she shared on Instagram that the two had gotten engaged after Joe proposed to her while they were on a safari. Now, she even posted a video capturing that special moment. Throughout the trip, Ashlee appeared happy and fully enjoying herself. Photos and videos showed the couple smiling together, taking in the experience, and documenting their time at the resort. Now, her content also featured moments with wildlife, including zebras and giraffes, and on her birthday, she shared photos of herself feeding a giraffe, along with clips and pictures from her celebrating in Tanzania. But not long after, news of her death began to surface. According to reports, Ashlee was found
See how happy she was, and everyone's reporting how happy she was, just to be like, oh well, nope, she did it to herself, and gonna close the case out here. Somebody was paid off.
unresponsive in a room and was later pronounced dead after being transferred to a hospital. Now, as the news spread, speculation quickly started building online about what may have happened. Now, Ashlee's family released this statement to the public yesterday. Ashlee Robinson was on what should have been one of the happiest trips of her life, a birthday celebration in Zanzibar, Africa. Ashlee's birthday was April 5th. She just turned 31, surrounded by beauty, love, and wildlife.
And end up losing her life. It just doesn't add up. Like no matter what report you hear, everyone is saying the same thing. She didn't do this to herself. Her whole family is saying it. Friends are saying it. No one believes it. I mean, hey, she could have done it to herself, but a lot of people just don't believe it.
Case has me effed up, and for many reasons. But this young woman right here is Ashlee Janae. Now, she was 31 years old, and she was a lifestyle and travel influencer who openly identified herself as a divist. Now, that is somebody who usually says that they're intentional about who they date, okay? She only wanted to date a man that was financially, emotionally, and lifestyle wise, like at a higher level. So she no longer entertained relationships in her own race, and that did not benefit her growth. Okay, so basically, she's choosing to date outside her usual type, background, and community. Now, with that being said, here enters this guy, Joe McCann. Now, Joe is a hedge fund manager and an executive who is currently the founder and CEO of Asymmetric Information, which has been acquired by MG Stove. And according to this guy's LinkedIn page, he describes the venture as a stealth software firm, which works primarily with crypto infrastructure and risk management. So this guy has money. Now, Ashlee had been vacationing.
My bad. I don't know what the hell going on with my dogs. They got to get the hell about my office, man. Hell no. They over there knocking shit off my damn table, and I don't know what the hell they doing. Just hell no. Y'all were trying to play with me and shit. Nah, go take y'all ass home. Let's continue this damn story.
In a place called the Zuri Zanzibar Resort in
My bad about that, y'all.
Tanzania, with her boyfriend Joe. And during this trip, she shared on Instagram that the two had gotten engaged after Joe proposed to her, basically while she was on the safari. So this is a photo from that. She even posted a video capturing the special moment, and her content featured moments with wildlife, including zebras and giraffes. Now, on her birthday, she shared photos of herself feeding a giraffe right here, along with like clips and pictures of Tanzania. But not long after, news of her death began to surface. Now, Ashlee allegedly was found unresponsive in a room and was later pronounced dead after being transferred to a nearby hospital. It says right here that Ashlee's family has said that basically she was not the type of person to do this to herself.
I just find it weird that every report is exactly the same, and the country out there is not treating it. They're not treating it like they have a person of interest. They're all treating it like this is what happened. She did it to herself, and that's it. I find that very strange.
And she had just turned 31 years old. They said she was vibrant, full of life, and had so much time ahead of her. Our family is completely devastated, and we appreciate the prayers and compassion we have received as we navigate this unimaginable loss. We respectfully ask that any information not directly provided by our family be treated as unverified and not considered factual at this time. Now, this is so unsettling to me, not just because of her death, but also because of the timeline. There's also speculation that during this trip, they had got into an altercation, which led to her and him sleeping in separate rooms. And she was found unresponsive in a separate part of the villa. And they said that she used a dress, a piece of clothing, to do this to herself. Yeah, something about this definitely doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to keep y'all updated on the situation. But this Joe guy, it needs to be investigated, you know? It just gives that he did something to her. And I'm not going to say he did, but let me know what y'all think.
What I think is, I think everybody is on the same. I think we all on the same accord. That dude looked crazy, and I think he did some crazy shit to that girl. That's just my opinion. But let's continue.
All right, guys, we have some more updates on the death of Ashlee Janae. Now, again, this beautiful influencer on Instagram, her name is Ashlee Janae. She just recently was found dead in her African villa after being proposed to on her birthday by this man right here named Joe McCain. Now, unfortunately, her death was ruled a suicide, but her family is saying that it's definitely foul play. Now, new reports have came out that the couple had an argument a month before they actually took this trip. And they also had an argument the night before she was found dead. So it's being reported by some of the hotel staff at the villa that the two actually got into a really bad altercation to where they had to separate them and put them in different bedrooms. Now, upon returning to the villa early that morning, they did discover that Ashlee Janae was unresponsive and unconscious. They rushed her to the hospital, and again, maybe about a few hours later, she was pronounced dead. Now, again, he was detained and questioned, but upon that questioning, it looks like that he was released. The family is reporting that it is an investigation going on at this time, so we are still waiting on more information. But again, as we said, it was definitely something ain't in the milk ain't clean, and yeah, by the look
Yes,
of
something
his
definitely
face
wasn't
on
clean.
there,
Something definitely wasn't clean.
he definitely had this set up by Todd. But y'all tell me what y'all think about this in the comments. I'm just so glad that this story has gotten nationwide coverage. Justice for Ashlee Janae.
Justice for Ashlee Janae. Justice for her, man. But it's looking like it might not be no justice. The way they're handling this is looking like it just might not be justice. Let's go.
She's no longer here with us, and we're trying to find out why.
On April 5th, influencer Ashlee Robinson, who goes by Ashlee Janae on Instagram, was celebrating her 31st birthday in Zanzibar, Tanzania. She was on the vacation with her boyfriend of 1 year, who popped the question just 2 days before.
She was starting the next chapter of her life. She called us and FaceTimed us to share with us her travel.
Ashlee's mother says she never would have expected that less than a week later, her daughter would be dead. On April 8th, she says Ashlee called saying she and her fiance got into an argument and were moved to separate rooms. The next day, she received another call, this time from her fiance.
He told me that Ashlee did something to herself and that she was being taken to the hospital. I said, what happened when? And he told me it had been 11 hours prior.
Hours later, the luxury resort the couple was staying at called saying that Ashlee passed away. According to the hospital's medical report, Ashlee had an unidentified mark around her neck. They wrote, according to her husband, he found she hung herself on the door with several question marks.
Sometime Jill went back to the room with security, and that's how they found her.
Ashlee was also taken to a second hospital who listed her cause of death as cerebral hypoxia by strangulation and suffocation.
She's never done anything that would ever lead me to believe that she would do something to harm herself.
And the family says next they are considering going to Zanzibar themselves to try to get as many answers as possible. Now, we also tried to directly contact Ashlee's fiance, the resort, and the embassy, but we did not hear back. I'm live in the Satellite Center. Cheyenne Karan, Channel 6, Action News.
So right there, he ain't responding. It's kind of giving you a pattern here. I think he definitely did something that he got away with. That's my opinion. I think he did something, he got away with it, and now he's probably paying people off behind the scenes if he hasn't paid them off already. So I say all that to say RIP to Ashlee. Definitely a young woman who should not have lost her life at that resort. You got to be careful who you're traveling with. You got to be careful and know exactly the laws on the places you're going. You got to study up on the people you're dating, the people you're seeing. Look, I don't know what the hell happened. I don't know what kind of argument on a vacation on your birthday could make you and your fiance basically just part ways on the room. I don't know what kind of argument could lead into y'all a month before that, then still going on vacation. I don't know. I don't know what was going on, what the arguments were about, what the arguments were not about. I don't know. It's not for me to say. I just know that two people was in that room when it happened, and I don't believe she was by herself and did that to herself. I believe there was one other person in that room with her and God. And I believe those three are the people who know exactly what happened to her, him, and God. Because I believe he did it to her, and I think he got away with it. You found her hung off of a door, and she had an unknown mark on her, and you said she hung herself with a dress? Man, come on, dog. I ain't trying to hear that, man. That's BS. That girl did not do that to herself. This is just a sad and unfortunate situation. RIP to Ashlee Janae, justice for her and condolence to her family. Sending y'all love, man, prayers and love. So Ratchet Gang, y'all get in the comment section. Y'all let me know about this, man. What do y'all think about this crazy story, the Ashlee Janae story? Man, this is just sad and unfortunate, and people are blaming it on the person she was dating as far as the race he was. I think she could have found a crazy man anywhere. I mean, if she had dated in her race, she'd probably still be here. Maybe not. We don't know. It's not for us to. I mean, we don't know. We can't play God. We don't know what the hell is what. But I do know that that man did it to her. That's just my opinion. Hey, this your boy Big Ratchet. That's Ratchet Gang, and this is Ratchet TV. Look, man, ladies, be careful. Be careful. Be very careful who you dating. Be careful who you bring into your home around your kids. Be careful who you sleeping and laying next to. Just be careful who you trust, who you let your guard down with. You never know who the fuck this person may or may not be, because it might not be greener on the other side. And money don't solve everything. I ain't saying that that's what it was. I'm just saying this is what it is. This your boy Big Ratchet. That's Ratchet Gang, and this is Ratchet TV. This story was longer than I thought it was going to be for the first time I covered it. But hey, let me know if y'all enjoyed the content. I'm going to get the hell up off of here. I'm gone, man. Y'all just, ladies, stay protected. I'm gone.